Okay. December 13th, 2019. I was very susceptible to suggestion at the time. Very impulsive. Driving for Uber. I'd already made $100, so, and at that time, $100 was pretty okay. I could go home on $100. Not the same now. God damn it, it's not the same now. But at the time, I was also just kind of stupid. I was still going through the court system with custody battles and shit with my ex. So I was just not thinking clearly about money. So I pinged for a rider named Jordan. Now, Jordan, I thought to myself as I was going out to this area, it's called Liberty Lake. It's basically like the last township before Idaho. Spokane is 15 miles away from Idaho, or 20 miles away from Idaho. And then Spokane Valley is the Chamber of Commerce is like 12 miles away from Idaho. And then Liberty Lake is like 5. It's fucking right there. So, and it's all along I-90. So I ping for this ride, and I head over to Liberty Lake from Spokane Valley, and I think to myself as I'm going, I'm like, how fucking funny would it be if this was Jordan, a fat dude that I went to high school with? And I pull up to this Safeway where this Jordan is supposed to be, and there's only one person outside, and it's this gorgeous little brunette girl. And I'm like, I wonder if that's Jordan. So I call my customer, and it's her. So I'm like, okay, I'm coming right over. So I pick her up. She hops in the passenger seat. For some reason, Linkin Park comes on. It wasn't a part of my playlist, but my playlist had already run through the pre-chosen number, and it was just kind of suggesting music I might like. And naturally, I know Linkin Park because I'm an emo kid from the 90s. So, so she's like, oh, I love this song, and turns my radio up. And I was like, okay. And she starts singing along to it, and I'm like, nah, bitch, I'm a choir kid. You ain't gonna out-sing me. You got me fucked up. So, oh, I love this song. Anyway, so we're jamming out, and then she like reaches over and turns the music down a little bit, and she's like, so what if instead of you dropping me off, I just came over to your place? Now this is the part where being susceptible to suggestion comes in. Because instead of thinking, I've never met this bitch before in my entire life, I really shouldn't invite her into my home, I thought, why the fuck not? So I said, sure. Ended the ride, took her back to my place. And on the way back, she was like, what kind of movies you got? And I said, I got all kinds of movies. Like scary movies. She's like, yeah, you got It? I said, yeah, I got both, It and It Chapter 2. And she said, cool, I have yet to be able to make it past the first part of It Chapter 2. And I said, what part? And she said, the part where the gay guy gets beat up, which is literally the first scene. So I was like, okay, well, let's try it. And so we sat down, we started watching it. She passed the fuck out. 5 minutes into the movie, she passes the fuck out. So I'm like, fuck, I started drinking. What am I going to do? So I watched the rest of the movie, and I started playing Fable. Fuck it, why not? So I'm playing Fable. She wakes up, first thing that comes out this bitch's mouth says, I need a shot. Alright. So I break out my whiskey, and we start doing shots. And I think, you know what? I'm going to match this girl. So when I tell you that this 120-pound fucking girl drank my ass under the table, and I have the natural resistances, even though I keep my resistances intentionally down, my mother was a heroin addict and my dad's an alcoholic. It's in my blood to have natural resistances to alcohol and other assorted drugs. So this bitch drank my ass under the table. She passes out again. Mind you, we tried watching it chapter 2 again. Same exact thing happened. She made it 10 minutes in before she fucking fell asleep. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just leave her on the couch, fuck it. So I go to bed. I wake up the next morning to her crawling into bed saying, I'm horny, let's fuck. Now, I don't really work like that. I'm a demisexual. And so it took a minute to get going. And so I got to the point where I was hard enough to get the job done, and I stuck the tip in, and her legs went straight down, and she fucking kicked me right out. Now, I don't have a huge penis. I don't. Like, that dude's dick is bigger than mine. Theoretically, if all that information is correct that I assume based on that video. Like, if he's got a 7/8 incher, he's bigger than me. I'm bigger than average, which is 5, but that's bigger than I am. And I tried and I tried and I tried, and it just wouldn't work. She fucking would not relax her legs. So that was terrible. I barely even counted as a sexual experience. There was penetration, so there was sex, and that's the only reason why I count. So then she goes back to the TV and puts on the movie again. Pass the fuck out again. Comes to be about 4 o'clock on the 14th. One of my customers called me. It's a guy that I give rides directly to. He pays me cash, and I take him to his bar. He lives in Liberty Lake, so it ends up being a $30 basically cash tip that I don't count towards my annual income, because fuck that. But so my customer calls me and is like, hey, I need a ride. And I said, okay, well, let me take care of something real quick, and I'll be there. So I go out there and I sit down, and I'm like, so we need to find somewhere for you to go. And she said, I don't have anywhere to go. Susceptible to suggestion. I said, okay, well, if I leave you here, you promise not to steal all my shit? Because I've got some nice shit. I got a PS4 Pro, an Xbox One, a 65-inch TV. I got some nice shit. My house makes it look like I'm no slouch. Super nice fucking glass entertainment center. I mean, I got some nice shit. And that's my shit. It ain't nobody else's. When I move out of that house, it'll go with me. God damn it. So anyways, we get to, she was like, yeah, no, I won't steal your shit. Sorry, I lost track of my fucking, lost track of where I was in the story. And I leave, go and pick up my buddy, and I start telling him about the situation, and he says, man, you got yourself a bed bug. My buddy's like a hardcore fucking gun-toting Republican. Like, he likes the police a lot more than I do, which that's his choice. But I was like, yeah, no, that quantification sounds about right. And so he's giving me shit, and it's fucking. So we start. So I drop him off, and I make it like 4 blocks away from his bar before I get into a car accident. Now, this car accident is the only reason why I'm able to remember the exact dates, because I have paperwork that quantifies, you got into this accident on December 14th. So I get into the accident, it's not my fault. Cool. I get my cousin to come get me, and I have to wait for the tow truck to get there. But I get my cousin to come get me, and we go back to my place, and I'm telling him about this fucking bed bug I've got. And we get to my place, and Jordan is still there, and she has taken 2 of the couch cushions, pushed them off of the couch, and is sleeping on the box spring underneath the couch. It is not a pull-out couch. It's just the fucking box. So, and Nate and I are not quiet people. Like, I'm not a quiet person because I'm always joking and having fun and talking shit. Unless I'm like in a new environment, then I'm kind of still warming up. But so I'm just kind of chilling, minding my own business. And me and Nate are carrying on, and Nate matches my energy. 100% matches my energy. Motherfucker matches my energy when I'm not there. We're basically twin brothers. I mean, we're cousins, so we're not brothers. But we're 3 days apart, and we grew up super close, so we're basically twin brothers. But we're sitting there chatting, and she doesn't move at all the entire time Nate is there. Like, so much so I think this bitch is dead. So, like, Nate leaves. She wakes up 2 hours later. I try to get her to eat some ramen and get her to drink some water. She does neither. And instead chooses to continue drinking alcohol. Like, this bitch is going on a whole bender. This time I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna drink with her. I'm gonna just chill. She can drink. Fucking not gonna stop her. Fuck. So we're just kind of hanging out. I don't put the movie back on. I'm trying to get to know her a little bit better. She was just kind of, she was drifting. Like, she didn't know what she wanted to do with life, which was rough. Especially considering she had that massive fucking issue with alcohol. But she and I never talked once about the alcohol issue. But she was a full-on drunk. I know this video is hella long, and I'm sorry. I know it's gonna take you like 13 years to fucking watch it based on your history with Polo. But so basically we're sitting there talking, and it gets to be 3-4 in the morning, and Nate's fucking Marco Polo and me, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? How you doing it? And I'm fucking sending him Marco Polos with Jordan awake. I'm like, yeah, she's awake now. And so Nate's ragging on her, and he comes over, and when he's there, she starts doing all these coupley things, like sitting on my lap and holding my hand, kissing me, which is a complete change from how she was when it was just the two of us. I still find myself sometimes analyzing the situation. Anyways, so Nate leaves. We go to sleep. She wakes up the next morning. Same exact thing. Let's fuck, I'm horny. So we try again. Same exact thing happens. Only this time she has the audacity to tell me to come on her tits. Now, I know you've probably caught some of it, hints of it, so to speak, but I got a little ghetto in me. I'm a little country. I'm a little redneck. I'm a little gangbanger. I'm a little ghetto. So sometimes it comes out, and you notice it when I refer to people, like when I utilize the word bitch. To me, that's female dog. It's a compliment. Like, there's no such thing as a more loyal individual than somebody I call bitch. It's just who I am. Now, some people tend to take offense when they are referred to as bitches. I don't understand that, but that's in part because I grew up with my mom, who taught me that there ain't no difference between a man and a woman. So I don't get offended by it. Unless I know that you're going to get super offended by me calling you a bitch, and you call me a bitch, then it's fighting time. Like, my buddy Arlen, he called me a bitch once, and we damn near boxed on the spot. And that's probably the closest to fighting that we've ever gone. Like, and I mean, he and I have been through some shit. We've been through some shit. So, anyways, so she says, "Come on my tits." I looked down at her. I said, "Bitch, if you don't relax, ain't nobody coming anywhere. Fuck you mean?" Yeah, it didn't work out. So anyway, she goes back out of the kitchen, or to the living room, and starts watching TV, and I overhear a phone call that is her saying, "Dad, can you come get me and take me to rehab?" So I go out there a little bit later, and I try to get her to unlock her phone so I can get in contact with her dad so that he can come get her and take her to rehab. And she doesn't really respond. She's kind of non-responsive. So I look at her phone, and there's a person with a name, Rachel, that's spelled kind of weird. It's Rachel instead of EAL. So I was like, you know what? She added me on Facebook last night. I could probably find this Rachel. And I did. And I messaged Rachel from my Facebook, and I said, "Hey, do you know a Jordan blah, 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 blah?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, she's been at my house for 2 days. Can you contact somebody to come get her?" And she contacts the dad. Dad calls me, and he's an ex-cop, so he tries to get all buck about it. He's like, "Who the fuck are you?" I said, "Man, I'm just an Uber driver taking care of your daughter. Come get this bitch before I'm done with it." I didn't say anything threatening. I was like, "Just come get your daughter. Don't fucking act like you're tougher than shit. I don't give a fuck." I didn't say that. But yeah, I give him my address, and he comes and gets her. And she's fucking real wobbly, probably because she hasn't drank anything except alcohol and hasn't eaten anything at all for fucking damn near 48 hours. And he picks up the water bottle, and he said, "Is this alcohol?" And I said, "No, it's water, but it's mine." I tried to get her to drink some water. And she looks at me, and I said, "I tried." And she kind of gives me this weak little smile. And then, so her dad needed to help her get out of the house. And as they're driving away, like, I'm running through my house, fucking pouring down every ounce of alcohol out of my house. And what Jordan did for me basically is bring it to my attention that I could very easily, with my impulsive actions, behaviors, and thoughts, I could very easily end up in the exact same position as her. And also made me realize that even though I don't have a particularly massive dick, like some people can't handle a particularly massive dick. Or any dick at all. So ever since then, every time I see like a video, like I watch porn, I'm like, that's a pretty big dick. Or I'll see a video like that and I'll be like, that dude's packing the heat. And that's just what I think when I look at dicks videos like that. And I probably analyze dicks a little bit more than I should. I also am extremely careful around addictive substances ever since then too.